are you doing in my swamp? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1985 movie Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. The movie is directed by George Miller and George Ogilvy, and written by Terry Hayes and George Miller, and this movie follows Max as he goes to a place called Bartertown to try to get his camels and car that were stolen by Jedediah the pilot, and he ends up getting exiled from there and gets sent out into the desert, and he finds this group of kids, and he's staying with them for a while, and then they end up going and facing off against the people in Bartertown to try to get more supplies after they run out of supplies for surviving. This one's probably my least favorite so far out of this franchise that I've watched so far. I thought it was alright. The story was good enough, but it just wasn't quite as good as the first two movies. The cast in here, though, was pretty good. Mel Gibson is once again really good as Mad Max. Bruce Spence, who played the gyro captain in the second movie, is in this movie, but this time he's playing Jedediah the pilot, so it's pretty much a similar role, but he's not playing the same character. But he's pretty good in here, and Adam Cockburn plays his son Jedediah Jr., and he's good too for what little bit he has to do. Tina Turner kind of plays the main villain of the movie, Entity. I probably butchered her name, but she's alright. I don't think she was I had heard a lot of people say that her performance was like really bad, but I didn't think she was as bad as everybody said. I don't think she's like great, but I didn't think she was terrible either. And I love the songs that she sings in this movie. That there's a song in the opening titles and then during the end credits. I liked both of the songs that she did in here, especially the one in the end credits. Angelo Rossito plays Master, who was part of this team in Bartertown called Master Blaster, I think is what it was, the team name was. But Blaster went against Mad Max in a cage fight, and it was supposed to be like a fight to the death, and we find out that he's a man with Down syndrome that has this big mask on, and Max refuses to kill him because he has the mind of a child and everything, and so and that's pretty much what gets him exiled. But I thought that Angelo Rossito did a good job playing Master. He's a really likable character. Angry Anderson plays and Eddie's like main henchman, Iron Bar, and he's pretty cool too. And Robert Grubb plays Pig Killer, who is like a character that becomes friends with Max that's in the Bartertown, that's kind of been imprisoned in there because of killing a pig, and that's why his name's Pig Killer. But he's a likable character too. The characters in here are pretty good. They're not as likable or memorable as some of the ones in the previous movies. I think that the second movie had a lot of standout characters, but this one the characters aren't as memorable or likable. I felt like the action in this movie was really not near as good as the first two. Like, there's some pretty cool chase sequences towards the end of the movie, which kind of also felt a little bit repetitive from the first two movies. But the chase sequence wasn't bad. It just was my least favorite. Like, the PG-13 rating really kind of hurt this movie a little bit, because the action just wasn't near as good as the action in the first two. I will say, though, that the use of practical effects was just as good in this movie as the other ones. They did a really good job with the practical effects, and the sets and costumes and stuff like that were all really good. I can't deny that. It's a really good, nice to look at movie, but it's just not that entertaining. And to me, the kids kind of took away from it too. Like, the kid characters were just kind of annoying. They kind of got on my nerves a little bit, and I didn't really care for them very much either. And this movie just wasn't as good as the first two Mad Max movies. It could have been so much better than it was. But I'd say I'd give it a 7 out of 10, because I didn't absolutely hate it. And like I said, it has a lot of good stuff about it too. I just wish that the action and stuff would have been a little bit better. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. I know this one is the one that's kind of been mixed out of the franchise from what I've heard. Like, some people love it, some don't care for it. But let me know in the comments what you think of this movie, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.